Hey, this is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life. It is September 30th, 2024, but I'm bringing you the AA word of the day for October 3rd, 2024. That's a Thursday. And the word of the day is serenity after the storm. And this is a quote from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous, page 93. Someone who knew what he was talking about once remarked that pain was a touchstone of all spiritual progress. How heartily we AAs can agree with him. When the roller coaster of emotional turmoil, when on the roller coaster of emotional turmoil, I remember that growth is often painful. My evolution in the AA program has taught me that I must experience the inner change, however painful, that eventually guides me from selfishness to selflessness if I am to have serenity. I must step my way past emotional turmoil and its subsequent hangover and be grateful for continuing spiritual progress. And that is from the Daily Reflections. And this is very true, very true. Uh, you've got to work through the pain, the emotional pain, to get on the other side of it. There's no way around it. When I was drinking, I didn't do anything about it. And it just was like an itch you couldn't scratch. It just got worse and worse and worse. But the AA program helps us deal with this, gives us tools, the personal inventory, a sponsor, uh, someone of your choice if you want to go outside the program. Like when I told another human being, uh, so we have those tools, and in that sense, at least I was very lucky. It didn't cost me a penny. You could not contribute to the basket when we're around, but no one ever would deny you the help of AA if you didn't have the money to pay for it. And it says here, it gradually guides me from selfishness to selflessness. And in my case, that was very true. I saw everything that happened in my very small, limited world as against me. I couldn't get ahead because of this. I lived in the projects. I was poor. I didn't have good clothes. Uh, I was awkward in social situations. Whenever there was a social event, I didn't have a ride. I had to walk. I had to walk like 3 or 4 miles to go to one of the school dances. I saw everything as a negative. I'll tell you now, I wish I could walk 3 miles to a dance. So, the step 10 and the whole AA program for me just changed my way of thinking. If I can't change anything, fine. That's all right. Uh, I'll just accept it and change my thinking so that I can become a better person. It was always in it. I probably say it a lot. People, places, and things. I blamed everything on them. If those people weren't so stuck up against poor kids, if I didn't live in the project, things, if I had more money, if I had better clothes, if my parents let me get a car, if they let me get insurance, Well, I wouldn't have got the insurance. They would have had to pay for it, and they had no money. They had no extra money with 10 kids. They just didn't have it. And, you know, that's the way it was with me. And I carried those, and those festering resentments, in my case, became great anger, very great anger. I did not act it out, but it was a battle inside me that just went on and on and on. And if you said anything wrong to me, why would I lay into you? And I think, that was one of the worst things. I hurt people in that way. And they might have been trying to help me, but I was blocked to all that. It was, I didn't trust anyone. Even when I got in AA, I didn't trust anyone. I didn't want to say anything about my life. Not that anything that I did would be particularly egregious as compared to, you don't want to compare, but I mean, I didn't do anything crazy. I just drank and drank and drank and drank. And so, and in that sense, I was like everyone else in AA. There was nothing different about me. I was just a garden drunk, and the continual once you've had a little bit of spiritual progress, you want more. I have developed spiritually a long way. It was never a question with me of whether there was a God. It was forced on me by all my relatives, my grandmother, my grandfather, that you got a brain, so figure it out yourself. And then that in itself led to more issues, led to a sort of pride when I did become good at solving problems. Like, I do like math, that there was a little pride there, like I did it all myself. And of course, it was God who gives you a brain. So, yes, this is, and I was always on a roller coaster. It was always something different every day. I'd be walking home from the boys' club after swim practice, and the cops would stop me. Now, I don't know, if they were putting me in a group of all the people, but I still have never been arrested, but I was going from the boys' club to the project, and maybe I was, you know, they put me in that group of kids that were troublemakers, but all I wanted to do, being in a nice warm pool and getting out and it's freezing, I just wanted to get home, and I'm walking up the road to my house and moving at a good clip because it was cold. I never, yeah, it's just, you come out of a pool that's like 80 and take a shower that maybe is 100, and then get dressed and go out the door. It's cold. And I get stopped by the cops quite often asking me what's going on. Do you know this? Trying to find out information. And I got home, did homework, and I didn't bother really with anyone. All my friends were from the religious school I went to, and that was it. I didn't hang around with kids. I didn't get in a gang. I didn't do any of that. But I still had great resentments, like a lot of anger, and probably more than some of the gang members because I had no way to deal with it or process it. They could cause trouble and release some of their anger, but I didn't want to do that. I, I just, my father had talked to me about police and said, they're there to help you, and just don't do anything. So that was my motto: don't cause any trouble. But after all, you come in and this and that, and you can't put anything together, and your emotions are high. And why can't things be better for me? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Uh, this big emotional storm, and then you could tell, I could tell it, when I was really drinking heavily, I couldn't sit down and read, and I love to read. I love to read, and I just, they say alcohol is an allergy, and that's what it was like. It's like I had ants in my pants. I had to be doing something, and when I stopped drinking, I get all these science fiction and mystery magazines. I can remember I had them, quite a few boxes of them that I hadn't read in the original wrappers. I took one out, I sat and read it, and I didn't read it all at once, but that was the first time in years that I sat down like that and really enjoyed a book, enjoyed being quiet, and yeah. So that's then I said, "This is serenity." I can remember saying that. It feels good. I'm not itchy under my skin. I'm where I should be, and I'm what I should be. There's room for improvement, but I'm doing okay. So I'm running over the limit. I try to limit these to 10 minutes, but when I get going, I can't stop. So have a good Thursday. Stay safe and stay sober, and pray that we don't get another hurricane in the Gulf. Uh, I look at the videos on TV and the absolute devastation, and it just, I wish I could do something. I wish I wasn't as old as I am and I could go up as a nurse and help them, but I can't. So we will see you tomorrow. Bye for the day.